What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Yeah. So, the Staem Machine is a thing that is going to come out, and I forgot when they said soon. Okay, so they announced the prices. They announced the four different variations, 4 different flavors. I think there's actually more technically. So there would be 8 different variations. Come with me on this journey. You're like, no, what you talking about? There's only 4. No, there's 8. This is how I explain this to you. So you see, okay. So let me explain my explanation. There are 2 different variations of the memory situation. So they were having a very, very hard time finding memory for these things. And so what they ended up doing is doing a 1 DIMM and a 2 DIMM. The 2 DIMM is 8 gigs, 2 8 gig sticks, and the 1 DIMM is 16 gigs. So right there I learned, oh, it's only 16 gigs. I mean, I looked at the specs before, but I didn't pay any attention. So only 16 gigs. Now, the thing about the 1 DIMM, the 16 gigs, you can slap another 16 in there, have 32. So that's a plus. But my question is, do they kind of illustrate, or do they show which type of, like, if I'm going to order a Staem Machine, which I won't, which one, can I get the 1 stick version? And is the 1 stick, does it have 2 DIMM slots? I guess it would have to. Why would they have different versions? It wouldn't make any sense. So I don't know. I have to look into it, but I really don't care. The main story about the Staem Machine pricing is that the pricing is too high. $1,050 for the 512, the weakest one, the less impressive one, the less impressive one, all the way up to 1348, whatever. It was 1048 and then 1448, 1348. I think it's 1348, right? Or 4? No, I think it's 13. Anyway, it wouldn't be a problem if it was a capable machine, meaning it was like, oh, it has such and such type performance. So somebody said it has a 3060 performance or something like that, or a 2080 or 30. I can't remember what it was. It was like, it's like, oh no, that's not good. And there's just so many different things that are wrong with what Valve is doing. Now, the one saving grace that they are doing is that they're limiting the supply, which means it'll be scarce, which means there may be some scalpers out there to scoop a couple of them up. But I don't think it's going to be a machine that is well sought after. And like I said, it's more of a collector's item than an actual thing to disrupt the market in any way. It's not going to. They don't have enough. They're not 20,000. They're not making enough to actually do anything to the market itself, good or bad. So it really is a collector's item. It's like a limited edition Staem Machine. This time it's real. Whatever. It's ridiculous. And my engine is the opposite of humming right now. She's like, I hate you. And so what they have done, Steam, Valve, voluntary, involuntary, unintentionally, they have set the stage for the next gen of video game consoles. Now, everybody was saying this was a console killer. Oh my gosh, it's gonna eat the Helix's lunch. It's coming out before the Helix, and it's gonna do exactly what the Helix is gonna do, and blah blah blah. And now we're looking at it, and everybody's like, yeah, nah, that ain't it. It's not even about the capabilities of it, because it's just a computer. Come on, let's be real. It's literally, they said it was a computer. It's just in this little cute form factor. That's what it is. But the price alone destroys any type of momentum that this thing would have had against the Helix. Now, what it does is it gives Xbox, Microsoft, an option. They could, well, if they're doing that not pay as you go, but payment plan thing, then I think more people will get the Helix, because you split it up into 24 payments. How much is that? I can't do math. 24. 10 divided by 1,000 is 100. So 50 is under $50 a month. That's not bad. I spend more of that in a day with just food. I could skip a couple meals. But no, it's like, when you think about it in those terms, then everybody can afford it. Technically, because it's not that expensive. Or you can save your money, but people have problems saving their money, so whatever. But you can throw it on a credit card. But people say, okay, that's the one thing I wanted to say. I said something about Brad Sams, where he said something, and I don't remember what it was. This is what he said. He said Microsoft is doing some kind of deal with Klarna or whatever, blah blah blah, and not eBay, PayPal or something, for payment plans and stuff. And he was like, I advise you not to do that, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, you don't even know the terms, because they had all access back in the day, and that was a no interest payment plan, which is good for people who can't save but can afford it, right? So if you can afford it, if you can afford the $40-$50 a month, that's cool, right? And so when he said that, he's like, well, first what you should do is you go and you pay, if you're gonna buy a car, pay 50% of the cost of the car, and then I'm like, yes, that's smart, but most people don't have 30 grand laying around to just throw on a car. Come on, son. What kind of car are you buying? You go shopping for cars lately? You know how much a car costs? Shoot, why you think I'm still chilling with Traley Bailey? I paid her off eons ago, and she's still humming and purring. She's a little congested right now, but that's okay, because it's the weather is really humid. She doesn't like humidity, but I'm just saying. Anyway, not having a car payment is beautiful, but having a video game console payment, that's new, but it's not new, because they're looking at all of the billions of people on this planet who have phones, and most of them are on a payment plan. I buy my phones outright, and then I pay whatever the service, right? Because generally speaking, they're like, here's the free phone, and I'm looking at the phone like, that's a piece of trash. I don't want that trash phone. I want a good phone. And so I gotta go spend the money and get the good phone, and then I pay for whatever goofy 5G hotspot, whatever, and they're trying to adopt that mentality, that business model to video games. Just like, everybody has a phone, so can we have a cheaper Xbox? This is why I said that they need to redesign the Xbox Series S and X to be in line with the design of Helix and make it look fly and desirable. If it's hot, yo, that console is sexy, I want it in my living room, showing all. I want to be like, yo, check that out. Bring people over, like, ooh, that's pretty. That's right. Get out now. I just wanted you to see. Now you get out. That's if they make it look so beautiful, and then people want to buy it because it looks so beautiful and it's on payment plan. Imagine a Series S on a payment plan. Let's say it's still $400, right? They do some cuts. They they clock it up. They do all these things, shrink the cost of production, but still maintain the price because they're trying to make that money. And make it look nice. Like the 360, like the Xbox 720 or something, right? And what's the payment plan on that? It'll be the same 24-month, term, right? So you divide that 400 divided by 12 is, I don't even know the math. So there you go. Was that $30? So it's $15 a month or something like that. It's like cheaper than Game Pass. Oh, you could be like, you could get that plus a Game Pass Junior or whatever they call it for $30. Boom, $30 a month. You get the console and you get games. That sounds like a deal. Especially when you go to the movies, you want 4DX, it costs you damn near $30 for one ticket. $35, depending on what time you go. You spending $67 just on you ain't get no popcorn, you get nothing. Just the tickets. I mean, it's a fun ride, but let's go. Just saying. But that payment plan thing, I didn't partake in it, because I have money, I have income and stuff, so I could buy it. I mean, but depending on like what it costs, I might do the payment plan because it would just be easier, and I could throw it on a card and then do auto pay, and I don't even have to worry about it. I'm like, oh yeah, the bill, blah blah blah, And that way you do that, plus you build your own credit. That's the thing. You gotta use your cards. You gotta, blah blah. You gotta make sure your credit limit percentage isn't too high. Blah blah blah. All that stuff. So yeah, I might do that. So I mean, honestly, it doesn't even matter how much it costs for me anyway, because I'm gonna throw it on a card and have the payment split up, and call it a day at that point. I mean, of course you're gonna put it on a card. That's how you're gonna pay for it. But when you look at it like that, I don't have. I mean, I've paid for phones in that way before, but I haven't in at least 10 years. I've always bought my phones, at least the last 3, and it's just easy. It's like boom, it's bought. I pay off the credit card, whatever. Boom, boom, boom. I got a phone, and I rock phones for a while. I got the S25, and the S26 came out. I was like, oh, is it? What's new? And they're like AI, and that's about it. I was like, and something else. I was like, come on, bro, that's an update. Y'all playing? Look, the phone looks exactly the same. So I like this is a good phone. Anyway, the pricing of the Staem Machine shifts the narrative of the Staem Machine being the Helix killer. Now, depending on what the Helix actually becomes, because there's been talk of it being, metamorphosizing or whatever. Let's say they're going to put out the Super Helix, the one that has 48 gigs and all that stuff. That thing will be like $7,000. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost a lot. I mean, just the memory, just the RAM itself is what it will cost the most. But let's say they put that out. I'm like, I'll buy that one because it's got 48 gigs and it's a computer, and that's pretty dope. And so I will get it, and boom, 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 right? It destroys everything out there as far as performance goes, right? 50, 80 performance, blah, blah, blah. And, the rumors that, they've been talking about figuring out how to bring the Helix out, or, whatever. And what I was thinking is like, so what they could do, like I said, redesign that Series S and X, right? Here's another thing that just popped into my mind. You redesign the Series S and X to be Helix. So it's the Helix S and X, just like for a better nomenclature. The Helix S and the Helix S. X and S. S and an X, right? So what that does is that replaces the Series S and X. But remember, Helix is backwards compatible. So you can still rock the Series S games, the Series X games on the Helix. So you don't need one SKU. You don't need to have, we have this one expensive, or you can buy the old ones. No, you take the old ones and you stop making them, okay? So that, that's there. That's last gen. But you have Helix now. So you have Helix S, Helix X, and Helix Pro. I don't know. Whatever. Helix out. Helix Magnus. Just put all the names in there. And that way, it's all Helix. It's all next gen, but it's still compatible with last gen. And so you can still have that cross pollination, still cater to the old gen people who haven't come to the next gen. And if they want to come to the next gen and they can't afford the super duper Helix Pro, you get a Helix S. And One extra thing, the Helix S is not what the Series X was. Series S, excuse me. The Helix S is the handheld. It's the Xbox handheld, similar to the Switch. So I guess you could do it as a screen, or check me out. It's a little puck, little thing, a little cube, right? You get a controller, you slap, there's a thing where you dock the controller to the little cube thing, not a cube, but a little wafery thing, like a little, kind of a tablet size thing, and you slap a screen on there, all like extra parts you could buy. So the actual console itself, the Lil Helix, first of all, it's a console you could just have in your crib, plug it up, just like a console, right? But it's more small, it's tinier. Then you say, oh well, I want to play it with I want to go portable with it. So then you get, like, I was gonna say, like, have one of those you know how they have the controllers where you put your phone in it, except this is specifically for the Helix. So it's just boop, Helix, boom, put it in the middle, and then add a screen, and that keeps the cost down. So the Helix S would be how much would a Helix S be? If it's that and it's tiny and it's just maybe they can get it down to like $300 or something like that, maybe, depending on the RAM and stuff. But I guess if the RAM is like 6, if they throw 16 in the S, yeah, we'll see. But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing out ideas. Those aren't the best ideas, but I mean, honestly, if it was more akin to like the Xbox, the ROG Xbox Ally, and then you could just plug it into your TV and use a controller, just like that, that'd be cool. I mean, I paid how much did I pay for mine? $480 something. It was on sale or something. Right now I think it's $599, or is it $499? I think it's $599, right? I'm not sure. I think it went up, but I guess I got it before the prices went up a little bit more. Actually, I got it on sale because they were $499, $450, $550, and I don't remember. Anyway, Xbox has a unique opportunity to do something with prices where they can be competitive on the prices now that Staem Machine is not even an issue anymore, and they could run I was gonna say run the jewels. They could run the bits on these fools. It's up to them, man. Look, if they want it bad, if Asha wants it bad, if Asha wants to win, like Ball said, like Matthew Ball said, he's like, yo, we're gonna lose some money, and it's not just on games, it's not just on exclusivity and all that stuff. And Satya's over here saying, oh, we're not going to subsidize, or we don't want to subsidize. The subsidization's over now. It's the time of subsidization, right? And I'm like, okay, sure. But what are you building? What are you making? And like I said, if they get that payment plan, $2,000, I'm not saying it's $2,000, $1,500 divided by 24, that's all right. That's better. Just saying. So, I don't know, man. It's just there's a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry for the noise, but there's a whole bunch of stuff popping off, and it's that Staem Machine. I watched everybody giving their opinion about the price, and nobody. I didn't even watch. I need to watch Alex's because he's been all over the place. I think I did watch his, and he said I cannot recommend it. He's like, at this point, just go get a Staem Machine old school version, or get a Xbox ROG Ally. I think he doesn't even like that, but he was like, yeah, get that instead, because Staem Machine went up. So I was like, yeah, I mean the Steam Deck. So yeah, I mean, if you want the cheapest handheld, I think the Nintendo. No, they went up $50 too. So they're at 500 now. So I think, I mean, it might be possible. Like I said, I got mine for $480. That was what was that, 6 months ago maybe? I don't know. Whenever I said I got it, that's when it was. But maybe you can catch a deal. Maybe they'll have some Black Friday sales, and get yourself an Xbox handheld. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Xbox handheld, they got a new label on the Xbox app, or I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it, but it's the Xbox handheld. I'm like, oh, and people are trying to pull something out of it, like, oh, this means they're gonna have a first party handheld I'm like, that's not what that means. But sure, you can believe that if you want. But yeah, I mean, whatever. Everybody's trying to create news out of everything. But I mean, they're doing that because they have Xbox handhelds out on the market, so they need to have the designation for whatever they need to designize. Yeah, those are words that don't make sense. But yeah, so yeah, this is like, I mean, there's still quote unquote potential bad news for Xbox coming up, but Staem Machine, PlayStation, they're softening the blow. Have you noticed that, right? It's not just Xbox news, bad Xbox news, and then everybody's silent. You notice the industry starting to open up a little bit as far as everybody got bad news, right? Sony about to lay off half of Bungie. Bad news. Staem Machine's too expensive. Bad news. Man, it's just, this is the world we live in. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. But like Paris says, keep what you got. I'm glad I have an X. I got a Series S. I have a Series S, and I have Xbox ROG Ally White Boy Edition. So, and I got a PC. I got a laptop. I got another PC. I got plenty of ways to play video games that are Xbox flavored. So I'm not worried. And if they do this payment plan thing, it's all good. I'm getting a Helix. That's what's up. I want it anyway, but depending on what, if they make a Helix and it looks like the PlayStation 5, I'm be like, oh hell, off of principle, I'm not buying that hot piece of garbage because it reminds me of that hot piece of garbage. How dare you? So yeah, but if they make it look like the 360, buying it day one, sight unseen. I don't care. I'll buy all the flavors. No, I won't do that. But yeah, I am excited about the industrial design part of it. I'm excited about the technology and all that stuff. Not super crazy because I'm not that deep into it, but it is interesting, And it's I want to see how next generation turns out, because this generation was just an extension of last gen. If you really okay, last thing and then I'll bounce. God of War Lao Fei, right? I was looking at that and I was like, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it looks like God of War. God of War PlayStation 4 game. I'm just saying, God of War was a PlayStation 4. When they showed it on the PlayStation 4, I was like, okay, that looks good. I saw Lao Fei, I was like, really? That's what you guys are, really? That looks like PlayStation 4. If that game comes out on PlayStation 4, I don't think they said anything about that. They showed it all PlayStation 5 Pro, whatever. That's the Pro? Still looks like a PlayStation 4? Yeah, no. But then I look at Gears E-Day and I'm like, yeah, that looks sexy. Look at the glass. I mean, those Mega Lights. They got cute little names for all their little things, but yo, Mega Lights is nice. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, yo, can I get some Mega Lights and Blender real quick? Because, I might have to start using Unreal Engine and do some CG movies and videos. Because Blender, I don't know, bro. MetaHuman, I don't know, bro. I heard that. I think that's free now, right? I gotta look into it, man. But anyway, I appreciate you. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Staem Machine. Man, Staem Machine. How disappointing. How shocked in awe. It's crazy. There's other stuff going on. These ponies and donkey unicorns are just, they're chopping at the bit to try to do something. I don't know. It's hard for them to maintain, I guess, interest, because PlayStation ain't saying nothing. Wolverine's gonna come and go. I don't think Wolverine's gonna do that well. I mean, I got this little voice inside that's saying, yeah, I don't know, bro. The hype isn't there. Last thing, like I said, but this is the last thing. You know how I know Wolverine's not gonna do that well? And it has to do with timing. Spider-Man's about to come out. Spider-Man comes out July 31st. Wolverine comes out in September, right? Nobody's gonna care about. Everybody's gonna be Spider-Man, right? July through August. September comes around, right? It might be on Disney Plus by then, or maybe 3 or 4 months. Still be talking about Spider-Man. Nobody cares about Wolverine. They missed their window. If Wolverine, the game, would have come out, Marvel's Wolverine, would have come out when Deadpool and Wolverine came out, that's a different story. That would have helped it. But no, they're just like, they're coming up against their in-house competition, basically. It's like Marvel is, remember, all these people are saying, yo, the competition is about attention. How much time are we taking up of these person's lives? You know what I mean? People are going to be watching Spider-Man, and then they're going to go watch Spider-Man again. It's like, yo, you want to play Wolverine? Nah, I'm going to go watch Spider-Man for the 29th time because it's so good. And it's way better than Wolverine. I don't like Wolverine. And that's not even real Wolverine. That's make-believe video game Wolverine. Who cares about them games? Show me a movie. Anyway, where's the Cavalrine, whatever they call them, I can't remember. Anyway, I blabbled long enough. I need to bounce. I appreciate, and I'll talk to you on the next one too. To wait.